talked about the other day about Google, and Google is continuing to get an extreme amount of attention because of the little video that, fortunately for America, Project Veritas secretly recorded a very high-level executive at Google basically saying they're adjusting their search, their algorithms, their machine learning, they're adjusting the results you will find in a search to make sure that President Trump doesn't get reelected, to direct your searches to sites, to information, to people, to organizations that they consider more fair. So they are going to, and they're very, very threatening about the idea of what it is that Google will do to eventually, I want you to think about what Google is saying. Google is saying, because they don't like conservatives, they don't like President Trump, they don't like his policies, and because they happen to be the tiny little cabal that runs Google, they have the right to shape a presidential election. They feel entitled to shape a presidential election. This woman blathering away when she didn't know she's being recorded feels entitled to shape search results to get to the point where they think they can shift this election. They had one expert, some research psychologist who was interviewed, a guy named Epstein, who said he thinks that in 2020, Google could flip it in the range of 15 million votes. Folks, this is the left unable to defend their viewpoints, unable to defend their positions, unable to articulate their positions, unable to convince America why their positions are better than somebody else's positions. So their answer is shut down anyone who won't agree with us. Google is joining that left-wing tyrannical world, and they must, as I will tell you in just a moment when we get to our Why It Matters to You, they must be exposed and stopped. But this is a very dangerous time we live in, folks, because you think about Google for a moment. If you're not paying attention in politics, I'm going to guess people listening to my show would, but if you do Google searches and you're not really very political and you ask, what's the situation at the border or something like that, and you get back answers that say that President Trump is unnecessarily and cruelly separating children from parents and there's no justification and children are dying, and I mean all the left-wing spiel without the context and the facts that people who are informed know, you're going to think, well, geez, that sounds terrible. I should vote against that. Well, that times 1,000 issues, Google has the ability to control what America understands and what America thinks. There needs to be some, I mean, it's one thing to say, use some other search engine, but it's another whole thing to really have our government look at the idea of breaking up Google, of just saying they can't exist as this monolithic Pravda-like, Russia, Pravda, thought control-like entity out of the control of the federal government. We're going to get into tomorrow a little bit about the ways it could get at that, but I'm out of time today to do that. There are some ideas we can think about with respect to Google, but it's all of the same mindset, that left-wing, tyrannical, nobody's allowed to agree with us. We're entitled to shut you down. We get people outraged and angry and feeling entitled to shut down other Americans.